Prince Bosco here with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite Mario Kart tracks in Mario Kart Double Dash. This game is the true successor to 64. It was nice to have a portable option, but this game definitely takes things to the next level. It has one of the most unique gimmicks in the entire series. You get to race with two characters at the same time. This is totally unique to this game, and adds so much novelty and personality to the experience. Now you can pair any character with any other character, like King Boo and Petey Piranha. You know, that classic duo, up there with the likes of the Mario Bros. or the Kongs. How could you ever picture King Boo and his iconic partner, Petey? But this really does change a lot with the game, with each pair having their own special ability and being able to switch the characters' positions while driving. It adds all new item strategies never seen before or since. Unfortunately, when it comes to my history with this series, there is a cube-sized hole in my childhood. Yeah, I completely missed out on that era. I went straight from 64 to the Wii. So while since I've gotten to experience this wild romp of a game, I can't really call myself a connoisseur of Double Dash. Because of my lack of experience and the scale of this game, I've decided to call on the services of a good friend. He has a way more extensive background with dashing twice as fast than I do, and he's the only one to return my calls. Well, it's Calum!
Wow, a guest star, look at me. Cool.
Great to have you here. I trust that your expertise will come in quite handy.
Well, I don't know anything about expertise, but I've definitely got experience. Being one of two people I know who didn't miss the GameCube era. He's not the other one.
Well, ready to get into this?
I was practically born ready.
Then why don't you start us off and get us into the list?
Well, alrighty, I guess we'll kick things off with number 10, Sherbet Land. So this is our snow-themed track, and all things considered, it impressively stands out among the bunch. It's nothing crazy, but it's got a neat variety. You start with an ice rink full of skating shy guys, and you have around 3 options. Avoiding them, ruining their day with a red shell meant for your idiot friend, or getting completely boned right at the start of the race when your idiot friend throws a red shell at you, and then one of these shy guys comes along, pulls a triple sal cow, and lands right on your head, sending you plunging into the freezing hell below. Yeah, that one happens all the time, and I'm sick of it, and I don't want to play Mario Kart anymore, god damn it! Following this is the icy tunnel. You go from wide open hellscape to itty bitty living space real fast, and now everybody in their pockets full of shells are crammed in there with you. It's often a toss-up who gets out of there first, and it all happens really quickly, because before you know it, we're back to wide open spaces with a bunch of happy little icebergs. Cute, right? Yeah, they'll seem nice at first, but you'll soon realize that if you even touch these things, they will destroy you. However, they can be pretty easily avoided, provided you're careful. So what you end up with is a liquid-turned-solid Mario Kart track with some good variety and some static portions that just slightly hold it back.
And at number 9, we have Peach Beach. They definitely call it that because it rhymes. I don't see any other relevance. Maybe there is more to it. Perhaps the beaches are elegant and regal. Fit for a oh, never mind. They're filled with cataquacks. So maybe you wouldn't want to come to this beach to relax, but it still captures the essence of a summer day on the shore. Definitely getting some strong sunshine vibes with this one, which really stamps this track with the GameCube era. That's a big thing I like about this track. It's very Double Dash-esque. It's the first track that comes to mind when I think of the game. It has that bounciness and energy that defines the game, and you can even see Daisy Cruiser out on the sea. More similarities to Sunshine and its connected world. The track design itself isn't anything too complex. It gives 2 pathways at the start with the wide open aspect of a beach you would expect. What else is there to say? It's fun in the sun. Oh right, those stinking cataquacks. Maybe they took a little bit too much from Sunshine.
Alright, so moving on to number 8. Mushroom City. Not as bland as Mario Circuit, nor is it as poorly paced as Wario Coliseum. This track sends us into the heart of a bustling city late at night. It's a pretty standard Mario Kart track all in all, but it's not without its added benefits, and it's on the list for a reason. I mean, it is one of Mario Kart's few tracks to embrace the nightlife aesthetic of a big city, using a sprawling map design with branching streets to reach the finish line, an element unique to this track that makes it all feel like a city rather than just another race course with a city backdrop. It's a nice touch to achieve this feeling, but I think it would have been even better if choosing a path yielded more differing results. Sure, choosing is a fun twist, but once a choice is made, it's just an alternate route to the same destination and not much else. I think adding in a couple creative obstacles that differ depending on your route would fill out the track nicely, and on top of that, it means we'll get some more obstacles than just a metric ton of cars and buses that you can hardly see coming driving towards you pretty much constantly. Are they dangerous? Yeah. Annoying? Definitely. Creative? Not quite. And it's pretty much all you get. I'd say this track has some of the most potential in the entire game, but just has some shortcomings that leave it clamoring at the lower end of the list.
Coming onto the scene at number 7 is Bowser's Castle. Yeah, another top 10, another Bowser's Castle, making it into said top 10. It's not my fault they make these tracks some of the more exciting ones in the game, and this one is no exception. It is a lot of what has come to be expected of these tracks. It's got claustrophobic hallways with sharp turns, lava, and dark skies engulfing the scenery, fireballs, fire bars, and of course, thwomps. Though, out of all the guards that Bowser could have chosen to be on 24/7 duty, why did he choose the ones that have never even heard of the X-axis? This castle is the one to introduce the mechanical Bowser, which shoots fireballs at you near the end of the race. This would become a recurring theme with these tracks. I feel like this iteration of the King Koopa's lair is often overlooked, squished between iconic classics on one side and more exciting tracks on the other that take the concepts that this one introduced further. Despite that, this Bowser's Castle remains as a fun track and a solid challenge.
Cruising into number 6, we have Yoshi Circuit. So yes, the track is shaped like Yoshi, and yes, it's awesome as all get out. The concept alone makes this my favorite of the circuits in the game. But I mean, if this isn't your favorite of them, then what is? But looks aren't everything, and you can't even see the Yoshi shape while you're driving, so what else does this track have to offer that others don't? Well, looking at Yoshi's shape, and by proxy the shape of the track, there are a lot of round portions that make it up. As a result, this entire track is almost exclusively turning, and it's pretty much just drift central. I can't really think of any other track in the game that has so many small, quick turns lined up one after another like this, but I kinda dig it. It's a little exciting to go from a drift right and then quickly drift left, and they're all varying in size and direction. It's kinda crazy how the Yoshi shape just naturally creates this racing environment. So the turns make up like 90% of the obstacles, and the other 10 is just piranha plants, so steer clear and it's like they aren't even there. All in all, it's a pretty bare bones track with a creative and incidentally unique course shape. You could do a lot worse.
Breaking into the top 5, we have Rainbow Road. This one is definitely when we go from the more classic Rainbow Roads to the modern ones. It really likes to ditch the railings whenever it can, and isn't afraid to combine that with dangerously sharp turns that you feel like you can barely make. There are sneaky areas all throughout where I have fallen off countless times, not to mention the part with the speed panels. Satisfying to pull off, but so easy to screw it up and become a meteor. This is definitely the toughest one we've had so far, with this level of insanity being the blueprint for future roads like Wii and 8. No chain chomps or thwomps this time, but it definitely makes up for it with its dangerous design. Honestly, this can make it quite frustrating at times, but at least it lives up to the final challenge of the game, since I would definitely call this the most difficult track in Double Dash. Also, since it's so tight and windy with drop-offs everywhere, some special abilities are much more useless than others. Overall, I think that this track is quite solid and definitely looks the part. Also, any track that wants to add a little nod to the amazing theme of 64's Rainbow Road, easy place in my good books.
Alright, so we've arrived at number 4. What's number 4 again? Oh god. It's Baby Park. So, Baby Park. It's pretty simple, right? Just a tiny, it's a little oval shape. You know, pretty simple, right? Wrong. It's hell on earth. It's a short 7 laps, but it is so deceptive. You throw in 8 racing carts and the most frustrating, chaotic assortment of weaponry assembled in Mario Kart, and you'll wish it was just some stupid oval. Red shells, green shells, Bowser shells, bombs, and chain jumps, all within a 10-meter radius? You'll never play a race here without getting knocked around and having a heart attack. It's awesome. What the really crazy part is, though, is how perfect the conditions are in this game to make this version of Baby Park as special as it is. The speed and the intensity, the item selection, plus the amount of items that can be thrown at a time from each racer, it's a one-of-a-kind level of insanity yet to be seen in any other Mario Kart. And it's for that reason that it's an experience that's as good as it is. If Mario Kart kept matching this kind of energy in later tracks or even in other versions of Baby Park, it might not be as good as it is. It's just an oval after all. But they haven't. And so here it is. A one-of-a-kind experience that can only be found on this track in this game.
In at number 3 is Daisy Cruiser. What an unassuming track. Just a Daisy-themed boat, right? Well, yes. Surprisingly, this actually works out really well, and it gives us a very fun, well-designed track, while staying in theme. I always appreciate it when a track is set on a location and has a layout that naturally fits the setting, and provides interesting interactions that feel natural. So what kind of crazy hijinks are there to be had on a cruiser? In this race, you'll be drifting down stairs and across decks, swerving around a pool just in case the ocean wasn't enough water for you. You'll also have to deal with one of the most hardest obstacles in the game. Dining tables. Lots of them. All over the room. Sliding with the rocking of the boat. Which, is it just me, or would that cause some serious utility problems? And possibly some safety concerns. So maybe none of these things sound all that fun to traverse, but I promise you that in practice, it feels very natural and cohesive. It even has this cool little shortcut area, where in most cases that would just be a pit of death. Overall, this track has a very fun and well-realized setting, and is always great to come back to.
And the runner-up at number 2, Waluigi Stadium. This is a long-time fan favorite, long-revered track. It may even be controversial that it isn't my pick for best track in the game, but I mean, it's pretty darn close. Short and fast with constant twists, turns, jumps, and obstacles, Waluigi Stadium never ceases to be a riot of a racetrack. There's always something to overcome, and everything feels like a hazard. The best tracks in Mario Kart, and something I've mentioned enough times about this game, is how well the design of these tracks play into what they're themed after. This may very well be the best example of that. The colors and the textures are just perfect for the environment, and you throw in some huge jumps, some tricky obstacles, and some sharp drifts, you got yourself a track that makes you feel like you're in the Mario Kart edition of Demolition Derby, motocross with a stunt race. It's an astounding track, and it's only been made more fun in later iterations. It was my favorite for a long time, but I've realized recently that there's only one track that can truly top it.
Now, before we get to our number 1, I have a few honorable mentions. And here we are at the #1 spot, Dino Jungle. Another excellent example of a track having a theme and sticking with it, giving us a well-rounded and amazing prehistoric experience.
Whoa, hold up. That is not the best track in the game, dude.
But what do you mean? Of course it is. What other track has dinosaurs in it?
Okay, take it easy, man. I'm not arguing the greatness of dinosaurs. I just don't think that's the best track that Double Dash has to offer. I don't even think it's the best jungle.
Oh boy, okay, so this is awkward. Whose show is this again?
Well, yours, I guess, but don't you want it to be a show that isn't wrong and misinformative?
Oh, okay then. I see how it is. Then please, enlighten me. What's the best track in the game?
Well, considering that I am the expert here, your words, I think you're overlooking the true masterpiece and the real #1 track in Mario Kart Double Dash, DK Mountain.
Right. Okay, so that is a solid track, but nothing I consider better than Dino Jungle. This course nails its aesthetic and feel, with this giant dino right in the middle of the track that acts as the perfect centerpiece. You have to dodge its huge steps and then get to go by it on the bridge above. The layout is also top tier stuff, giving an excellent challenge. The obstacles aren't too challenging, but not so easily ignored.
I always love those annoying bridges.
Annoying bridges?
Yeah, the annoying bridges. You know the ones. There's the easier path that's faster, and then the riskier one, but has items to grab. That one I wasn't very good at.
Yeah, that's called good game design.
Sure. Yeah, sure. But meanwhile, DK Mountain is a true standout in every conceivable way. From the impressive vastness of the jungle to the airtight design, each set piece naturally obscured from view so that you're always on the reactionary. It really keeps you on your toes. Not to mention it's a visual love letter to the legacy of Donkey Kong, featuring an action-packed Skull Island-esque battle to the bottom of a volcanic mountain. It's not even an argument.
Dino Jungle easily has more action packed in its package of action. Mountains are boring and everywhere. But when is the last time you've seen prehistoric caves with precarious edges and powerful water geysers just waiting to douse you?
Yeah, it's pretty perilous. But is it giant barrel that blasts you into an erupting volcano followed by endless falling boulders perilous? I mean, badass isn't something you normally associate with Mario Kart, but do you feel goddamn certified when you are pulling off the perfect drift to avoid flying off a cliff? I haven't even mentioned the bridge.
Okay, whatever. Doesn't mean it's better. This is a course that's untouched by man, with prehistory seeping into every crevice. I mean, these are some dinosaur-made bridges if I've ever seen them. The flow is so good and well-paced, starts it off easy with some thematic log jumps, and then BAM! Long neck coming through. Like really, who cares about an automated barrel launch? There's no skill or challenge involved. I mean, I see some style, but not a whole lot of substance.
Dinosaur-made bridges. Do you hear yourself? I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a regular old jungle with, like, one dinosaur.
You take that back. And yeah, go ahead, ignore the importance of careful design and atmosphere, and just enjoy the most Michael Bay track there is.
Mike, how dare you? The action is the atmosphere. I mean, what's so exciting about log jumps?
So, the Wii version of DK Mountain improved the underwhelming volcano section by doing what again? Oh yeah, adding jumps.
No, the jumps are out of place and ruin the immersion. If anything, Mario Kart Wii just improved Mario Kart with jumping mechanics. Well, then... There's all... What if they're both solid picks. I mean, this is Double Dash after all. Couldn't there be two number ones?
Yeah, I guess if two racers can be in the same kart, then two tracks can be the best.
You better take back that Michael Bay comment, dude.
Whatever. One dinosaur. Well, there you have it. Quite the unconventional end result for quite the unconventional game. Double Dash is one of the entries that is not so easily replaced, with tons of reasons to come back to it, not least of which are the well-designed tracks.
This is a pretty important game for me. It was one of the first games I ever owned, and it's just been there for a great many important times in my life. Getting started with games, growing up with 4 siblings, having friends over, playing races in the basement, to moving in with my friends and playing races in our first apartment. It stood the test of time, and it's never lost its touch in all these years. You just gotta figure that it's something special at that point. Double Dash is a game full of heart and excitement and never gets old. That's just Mario Kart in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah, and thanks to you, Calum, I've gotten to build my own memories with this game, playing it on the floor for hours. It was when we first moved into an apartment. Furniture wasn't there yet. Well, that's a quirky first way to play this odd title, and I'd say if you're like me who missed out on the GameCube era, this is one of the strongest titles to get. You don't want to miss out on it. And with all that said, Calum, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Gotta say, it's been fun being your teammate for this Double Dash. I had a great time getting to revisit all these tracks from my childhood and picking them apart. I look forward to the next collaboration, and who knows, YouTube? You may see me again pretty soon. So, till next time.
And if you ever try to upstage me again, there won't be a next time. Anyways, it was nice to have you on the show. Thank you for your time and contributions, Calum. Now, good for some Mario Kart DS?
Oh, can't. DS broke. I smashed it with my head.
Double Dash?
Double Dash.